Our top story this afternoon, the strike that has shuttered LCBO locations now into its fourth day, and there is no end in sight. Thousands of unionized workers, they staged the first walkout in LCBO history on Friday. This after months of unsuccessful contract talks with the province. The Ontario Public Service Employees Union, OPSEU, says it's worried about job losses from the Ford government's plan to expand alcohol sales to convenience stores and grocery stores. While the job action has forced LCBO brick and mortar shops to close, customers, they can still order online. And the Premier is promoting other options to buy alcohol while the LCBO is on strike. Take a look.
Even though LCBO workers are on strike, there's still plenty of options for you to buy beer, wine, cider, coolers, and even spirits, including products made right here in Ontario.
So Premier Doug Ford posted this video to social media showing the availability of beer, wine, cider, and spirits outside LCBO stores. The province has launched a new interactive map which can be filtered based on what is sold. It also highlights Ontario producers. LCBO convenience outlets remain open as well, and they are also shown on this map. So with more on how the government is approaching negotiations in the future of alcohol sales in this province, we're now joined by Ontario's Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy. Good to have you in studio, Minister. Thank you for making time.
Always good to be here, Lena.
So we are now into day 4 of this strike, the first strike in the LCBO's history. Has there been any movement? What are you hearing? What is your position?
Well, look, OPSEU said to us they wanted increased wages. They wanted to move casual workers to more full-time and more severance. And guess what? The LCBO offer on Thursday contained all of that. And what they chose to do was walk away early, strike, and they've not made any counter proposal to the LCBO's offer, which included basically everything that they had asked for on job security and all the things I just mentioned. So, we're hoping that the LCBO and the OPSEU come back to the bargaining table, because I think people they want to see us move forward. They want to see us move forward with alcohol sales. You just played the Premier. There's many more points of sale, some 2,300 points where you can get alcohol. There's online shopping where you can get alcohol, your bar and your restaurant. So there's lots of places. But, the future, I think, is good for the LCBO, but we need the union to come back to the table.
I want to get to that video that you're talking about, this promotional video the Premier's office put out this morning, along with it an interactive map showing Ontarians where they can find available booze in the province. What message do you think that sends the 9,000 workers who are on strike, who are fighting, they say, for fair wages and job security?
Well, as I just said, the LCBO tabled a proposal for wages, what they believe is fair wages, more for casual workers, more for severance. So that's what you do at a negotiating table. The OPSEU has not responded. So I'd say to the workers, encourage your union management to come back to the table. And let's look at some of the things that they're looking at. 7.1% is what an RTD, a ready-to-drink beverage, they're saying this is all about. You can't sell that in a convenience store. You can sell wine, which is 12 or 14% alcohol, but anything under 7.1, shouldn't be sold in the convenience store. I say to the 8,500 convenience stores and grocery stores who have been precluded from being able to sell beer and wine and ready to drink, give them a shot. This is something in 2018 and 2022 our government campaigned on. And so this isn't about us. This is about the people. They want convenience and choice. And so that's what I would say. On that video, it just makes it a lot easier to know where you can get your beverage.
You're saying that the employer put out a fair offer last week. The union will dispute that. They will say that was not a fair offer, and that's why they walked away. I want to address that. But I also want to address the fact that these workers say this is their very fear, that your government's plan to expand alcohol sales will result in job insecurity and job losses. By releasing this video today, is the Premier not confirming those concerns and those fears?
No, not at all. He's just pointing out that much like the rest of the world, Lena, that you can buy beer and wine in convenience stores and grocery stores. It's time to move Ontario to the 21st century and treat Ontarians like adults. But let me just say this. With regard to the LCBO, I think they're the only ones that are going to be selling spirits. They'll be able to sell now, they weren't before, cases of 2-4 of beer, wine, Ontario-made products. They'll be the best place for Ontario-made products. And they have scale, and they have the wholesaling now for all the alcohol products. So I see a good future for the LCBO. But you know what will hurt is the longer they stay out. And I would just encourage the union to then, if they don't like the offer that was tabled, then let's see what you got.
Okay. Finally, there are a lot of Ontarians who say they'd like to see interactive maps for things like family doctors. I want to read to you a tweet that's coming in from the president of OFL, Laura Walton, and that says, Doug Ford spends tax money on interactive maps to cross picket lines. Here are maps I would like to see: fully staffed ERs with minimal waits, available family doctors, healthy schools with air filtration, safe water, and fully staffed, mental health supports, and affordable housing. What do you say to people who accuse your government of focusing too much on booze and not enough of a focus on healthcare and education and other things?
We're focused today on booze because the LCBO workers went on strike. So that wasn't our wish, and so that's why we're talking about it today. What I would say to Laura and others is that, in our last two budgets, we increased the healthcare budget by over $10 billion. We're putting more money than we've ever put into healthcare. We're focused on primary care. We're focused on home care. We're focused on more mental health and addictions care, more community care. We're increasing wages for right across the spectrum, the scope of practice with pharmacies. We're allowing them to do more. We're in discussions with the Ontario Medical Association now. And so I would say we got to do this together. We're also building more hospitals and long-term care than ever. The previous government, they built nothing and they taxed everything. So we're not taxing things and we're building everything.
All right, Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy, thank you for making time for us. We really appreciate this conversation.
Happy to be with you.